Hey guys, it's Goma. How are y'all? Y'all doing okay? Well, hey, I really didn't want to, but I thought I should, or I don't want to get out of the habit of sharing my heart, and so I wanted to tell you guys about a dream I had, I guess last week maybe, and um, as as the days go on, it's becoming more and more clear to me what it's really about. And so I wanted to just kind of tell you about it and see what you think. Um, and just a background a little bit. This dream is about my dad, and he died 9 years ago. Um, he was kind of the center of the family, and I had three sisters and my mother, and he took care of his mother, and he had two sisters, and he had a lot of people that he took care of, and he took really good care of us and loved us. And I've talked about him before, but so when he died, it was really hard on everybody because he was the glue. He was the peacemaker. He was the centerpiece, and things kind of fell apart for a long time after that in my family, and I definitely did, because even though I knew how much I loved him, and we knew he was going to die. He had cancer, and I knew it was going to be hard, but you don't know anything until you experience it. And so when he died, it was really, really, really tough time. Several years it took me to get over it. I was really angry about it. I needed my dad, and even though I was a grown woman, but anyway, that's another thing. And so since then, I've only had probably two other dreams of him. And in both of those dreams, it was just him. I would kind of be somewhere, and he would be there, or he would just show up in my vision, and he would be smiling, and then he would go away. I mean, he never said anything to me. I felt like it was just a comforting thing, like, I'm still here, and you're okay, and all that. And so that happened a couple of times, but I haven't ever had a dream like the one I had last week. And so this is the, and I wasn't expecting it or looking for it or anything, but anyway, what happened was, and I don't know how I got there, I just realized I was sitting in, now this picture is a picture of a house because I couldn't find a restaurant. We were in a restaurant sitting by a window, right on the ocean. It was just right up to the seashore, and we were sitting in the restaurant on a bench, talking, kind of facing each other. We were on the same bench and talking. I could really see his face, and like I could see the back of my head, which sounds kind of crazy, but anyway. And we sat there and talked a long time, a really long time. And from, I guess, my third person point of view, I couldn't hear the conversation. I don't remember the conversation at all. I don't remember anything that he said. But I could tell by the look on his face and the way that he was talking, and his countenance and everything, he was joyful and he was happy and he was, even excited. And whatever he was telling me was he was so excited and happy about. And what it was about is what's going on right now. And what I felt that it meant is what's going on right now in the world. Like, he was so excited, like he knew, from his vantage point, he knew everyone's path and how it kind of how it all ended up. And he was kind of just cheerleading me on, like, it's all good. Everything is going great, and you should be excited. And just, that's kind of, now I'm not saying he said those words. I don't know what words he said, but that's the feeling I got about it. And my dad was kind of he was a stern person, kind of. He didn't like to let you know if he was laughing. And I mean, like, he tried to be serious a lot, and he was hilarious because he would say things and they were hilarious. And, he would like crack a smile here and there, but generally he tried to be, a tough guy, even though he knew he was funny. And he, anyway, it's hard to explain, but he was not the kind that would just be bubbling over with joy. But he was. And I mean, it was just really and that's all that happened. And it was over, and I woke up. And I've thought about it ever since, on and off. And at first I was like, oh, that just felt so good to see him like that, to see him so happy. And I'm, it's been a tough few months for me, and I needed that boost. I needed that reassurance, I guess. And I was so grateful for it. And then I have continued, and I just thought, I'm so glad to have really spent, because I felt like I really spent some time with him. And not just like a flash seeing him and knowing he's okay, which, I do know that, but this was like time I got to spend. And anyway, so that I've just really, like, that has meant a lot to me. And since then I've been thinking about, there's always a deeper meaning to everything. There always is. Everything does mean something in some way. If you are paying attention and putting the pieces together, it's kind of shocking the way everything comes together. But what I feel like is, it represents my dad. It was my dad, and it wasn't, I don't feel like it was just like a dream. I feel like it was really him. That's what it felt like, a real event. And then it also felt like it was representative of God, of how he feels about where we are, about things that are changing, and that kind of the plan he's had from the beginning, is coming to fruition. It's all happening, all the players are getting into place, and he's so excited about it, because it is all, no matter that things, certain things have to crash down, and we have to break apart from the things that are keeping us down. But it's all for our good, because he has a master plan of redemption, and So it was also like my Heavenly Father telling me how excited He is, how, awesome everything's going to be, how, you know, so it's both things. It represented both things to me, and, maybe more, but that's where I am now with it. And that's what I'm really ultimately what it's coming down to for me is I've had a lot of things that I've been trying to figure out, trying to put together and understand. And I've got a grip on a lot of it now, but a lot of the things that, I couldn't see before, I didn't understand, and I'm beginning to now. But also that the knowing that it's all for something even better than we can imagine. Even more than we can imagine. And just kind of the hard realities of things kind of has had me wavering in my faith. Because, the truth is hard. It's a hard pill to swallow in some ways. And, but ultimately it does come down to, do you believe that there's a good plan, that there's a good result, that light overcomes the darkness? I mean, and if you don't believe it, just go in a dark room and turn on a light. It's self-evident that that's how it has to happen. And, it all comes down to that faith in following the way is written in your heart, because that is the way. That is the way home, back to where we are meant to go. And regardless of what you see in the world, you got to take your eyes off that, really. Doesn't matter whether you can figure it out or not, or it doesn't matter what's going on. Of course it matters on, a personal level, but you can't do anything in the world until you get yourself together. And what I know from my dream, and what I know from the past year, where I've gotten to know who the Father is. I've developed, a relationship, and I know how good He is. I know that ultimately nothing can get in the way of His plans. The only thing that I can do is get in the way myself. So that's my dream. That's where I am right now. And, what I'm going to focus on is getting back to that faith, and not letting anything that other people do or say or whatever, not letting anything take that from me. I just won't do it, because it's everything. That's everything. Okay, I'm not going to go on and on. I just wanted to share that with you and tell you I love you. I appreciate those who are encouraging me, trying to be helpful to me, trying to spur me on. I love you guys, and I see your heart, and I appreciate it. Okay, love you. Bye bye.